Why is the battle between Yuta and the four cursed spirits of disaster so one-sided? He's barely even appeared, and the higher-ups are already holding a meeting to discuss his execution. Execution? Yes, you heard that right. The higher-ups are planning his execution because they're afraid of something inside him. What exactly does Yuta Okkotsu possess? Okay, this time, we'll delve deeper into him, not just his powers. Have you ever wondered why the battle between Yuta and the four cursed spirits isn't balanced? Balanced for whom exactly? The cursed spirits or Yuta? Instead of wondering endlessly, let's just discuss who Yuta Okkotsu is first. Before we get to the battle, let's get to know the main character of our discussion today. Yuta Okkotsu is a legally recognized sorcerer and was officially introduced as the main protagonist in Jujutsu Kaisen 0. He has experienced a tragic event since he was a child, when he accidentally cursed the soul of his best friend who died in a traffic accident. A love too deep prevented Rika, his best friend, from passing on to the afterlife, transforming her into a special class, vengeful cursed spirit, earning her the title Queen of Curses. Satoru Gojo recognized Yuta's extraordinary potential regarding his curse. Consequently, Gojo brought Yuta to the Tokyo Jujutsu High School to hone his abilities. At the Tokyo Jujutsu High School, he was trained to master close-range combat using cursed weapons by Maki Zenin, under Gojo's supervision. One thing people often forget is that Yuta is not only talented, but is also a distant relative of Satoru Gojo by bloodline. After a major event occurred in which Rika's soul was successfully released, he was sent to Africa to train with Miguel. In the aftermath of the Shibuya incident, Yuta returned as the apex predator, calmer, more tactical, with honed combat reflexes, and far more deadly. Now that we've gotten to know Yuta, let's break down why Yuta Okkotsu is in a league of his own compared to other Jujutsu sorcerers. In the world of Jujutsu Kaisen, sorcerers are born with a single innate technique that is permanent. However, it seems Yuta was destined to be different. Yuta's innate technique is copy, but through Rika, he is able to replicate others' powers with perfect accuracy. Every enemy he has ever interacted with automatically adds to the list of deadly weapons in his mind, provided the copying conditions are met. In addition to his superior copying technique, Yuta also has three standout traits. First, an abundant reserve of curse energy. Gojo himself stated that the amount of curse energy Yuta possesses is far greater than his own. Although Gojo remains undefeated, this acknowledgement from Gojo proves that Yuta's curse energy is among the largest. Second, the existence of Rika as an external vessel. Although Rika's original soul has found peace, she continues to accompany Yuta as a Shikigami, or a cursed shell left behind as a legacy. Rika serves as a repository for cursed techniques, a storehouse for Yuta's curses, and a source of energy supplied through a ring with a connection duration of 5 minutes. Third, a master of high-level reverse curse techniques. Yuta is one of the few sorcerers who can not only heal himself, but also channel positive energy to heal others. To ensure this analysis is fair, we must not underestimate our opponents. Jogo, Hanami, Dagon, and Mahito are no pushovers. They are manifestations of humanity's collective power over nature and one another. They possess intelligence, egos, and mastery of high-level magic. To learn more about the powers of these four spirits of the Curse of Disaster, let's discuss them one by one based on the available data. Let's start with Dagon, born from humanity's fear of the vast ocean, and move on to the predators of the ocean depths. During the Shibuya incident, having evolved, Dagon was able to withstand a 4-on-1 onslaught from Nanami, Naobito, Maki, and Megumi simultaneously, using his expansion domain, Horizon of the Captivating Skanda, to summon an endless swarm of giant fish Shikigami via the Death Swarm technique. But statistically speaking, Dagon is the weakest among his group, as his physical endurance has significant shortcomings. This was proven when he faced pure physical strength devoid of cursed energy, such as that possessed by Toji Fushiguro. Next is Hanami, an embodiment of the Earth's and the forest's rage caused by human exploitation. In terms of physical endurance, Hanami is far superior to Dagon. During the Kyoto Goodwill event, Hanami took 5 consecutive Black Flash strikes, 4 from Yuji and 1 from Playful Cloud via Aoi Todo, and still managed to stay on her feet and continue fighting. Let's turn to Jogo, who embodies humanity's fear of fire and volcanic eruptions. To put it in perspective, Jogo's power is equivalent to the combined strength of about 8 to 9 of Sukuna's fingers, and he moves fast enough to take down sorcerers of the caliber of Naobito, Nanami, and Maki in a matter of seconds. However, Jogo has one weakness. He is extremely fragile when hit by a direct attack. To make matters worse, in the original story, he is always fighting against the 2 strongest entities in the universe, Satoru Gojo and 15-fingered Sukuna. It's no wonder Jogo always seems to lose, even though he is actually a truly terrifying monster. And lastly, there is Mahito. Unlike his three companions, who were born from nature, Mahito was born from all of humanity's negative emotions. This gives him the potential to grow in emotional strength far more rapidly than his three companions. With his innate technique, he can manipulate the soul of anyone he physically touches. In the world of Jujutsu, once your soul has been tampered with, your physical resilience becomes irrelevant, so you will either die immediately or mutate into a monster under his control. Additionally, Mahito is immune to all physical attacks as long as his soul remains untouched. Only those who possess an awareness of the boundaries of the soul, like Yuji Itadori, can harm him. At the height of his appearance in Shibuya, Mahito successfully unleashed his true essence through the instant spirit body of distorted killing, which boosted his agility and physical defense to an absolute level on par with an armored tank. Now let's get to the heart of the matter. If those four monsters were to team up and attack Yuta Okkotsu all at once, why can we be so confident in concluding that Yuta would still emerge as the clear victor? There are three factors that would turn this gang-up scenario into a one-sided slaughter by Yuta. First factor, domain clash neutralizes the Cursed One's greatest trump card. The most lethal weapon of the disaster-cursed spirits is the guaranteed hit effect, known as the sure hit effect, within their domain expansion. When Mahito opens his domain, he can activate idle transfiguration from a distance without needing to touch the opponent's physical body at all. However, official JJK lore states that if two or more domains are open simultaneously in the same area, their barriers will collide, domain clash. As a result of this collision, the sure hit effects of all parties will automatically cancel each other out. This means that as soon as Yuta activates his domain expansion, Authentic Mutual Love, the sure hit effects from Jogo's, Mahito's, or Dagon's domains immediately vanish, becoming null and void. As a result, the battle in this domain shifts from a contest to a pure physical clash and a display of technical variations. At this point, Yuta can win decisively. Why? Because even though Yuta's sure hit effect is also neutral, Yuta has full access to dozens of unlimited swords containing the cursed techniques from his copies. Meanwhile, the cursed spirits are trapped in a confined space with no guarantee of their guaranteed attacks. Second factor, a weapon of mass destruction called the Reverse Curse Technique, RCT. This is the most fatal and often overlooked factor, whereby Jujutsu sorcerers use negative cursed energy to heal themselves through the RCT. They channel this negative energy into positive energy. For humans, this positive energy acts as a healing remedy for wounds. However, this is not the case for pure cursed spirits. For them, positive energy is the deadliest poison, as the bodies of pure cursed spirits are composed of negative cursed energy. If positive energy is channeled directly into their bodies, they will experience a chain reaction that destroys and melts their cursed cells in the blink of an eye. Remember how Yuta defeated the special class cockroach cursed spirit, Kurorushi, in the culling game? Yuta simply channeled the reverse curse technique directly from his mouth or hand into Kurorushi's body, causing the curse to explode and shatter instantly. The same applies to fighting the four disaster cursed spirits. Without engaging in exhausting physical combat, a single touch of Yuta's hand, infused with the positive energy of the RCT, to their heads or chests, was enough to cause the physical bodies of these disaster class cursed spirits to shatter and melt away before they could regenerate. Third factor, soul defense via Rika, defeating Mahito. The only cursed spirit who might think they have a chance is Mahito, because he can manipulate souls. However, let's break down the mechanics first. Mahito can't alter Yuji Itadori's soul because Sukuna's soul is inside his body. Yuta's situation is almost the same, and is even more advantageous tactically. Yuta's soul is bound both externally and internally to the entity Rika, who acts as a protector. The moment Mahito tries to infiltrate Yuta's soul to perform idle transfiguration, Rika's soul consciousness will immediately detect it and launch a brutal counterattack from within Mahito's own soul. Without the ability to instantly destroy Yuta's soul, Mahito is nothing more than a pile of cursed flesh, just waiting for his turn to be sliced by Yuta's sword coated in positive energy. If we simulate it, this terrifying battle would actually be over in a matter of minutes. As soon as the fight begins, Jogo immediately charges at full speed, firing waves of hot magma from all directions. Hanami summons giant roots from underground to immobilize Yuta's legs, while Dagon calls forth a tsunami to flood the battlefield. Mahito lurks in the shadows, looking for an opening to touch Yuta's skin. Incredible pressure, isn't it? But what about Yuta's response? Yuta will immediately activate his ring and fully manifest with Rika. Rika appeared with a roar that shook the very foundations of the barrier, directly striking Dagon's tsunami with her raw physical strength until it was shattered to pieces. Seeing the unfavorable situation, Jogo ordered a mass domain expansion, with Jogo opening his volcanic domain, Dagon opening his tropical beach, and Mahito opening thousands of his soul hands. The three domains collided, attempting to isolate Yuta, but at that very moment, Yuta activated domain expansion, authentic mutual love. Boom! 4 domains collided at a single point. The sure-hit effect of Mahito's idol transfiguration, Jogo's burning flames, and Dagon's fish shikigami instantly canceled each other out and were neutralized due to the domain clash. Amidst the chaos, Yuta was still able to move at the same speed as he matched Suguru Geto. His first target was Dagon. Yuta blitzed Dagon's position and easily dodged its water attacks until he pressed his left palm directly against Dagon's face. Yuta then unleashed the maximum output of RCT positive energy. Dagon's body immediately trembled, rotted, and crumbled into dust within the first 3 seconds. Seeing Dagon die instantly, Hanami tried to fire an energy-sucking butt at Yuta's chest. However, Rika leaped in front of Yuta, grabbed Hanami with her 2 massive hands, and tore Hanami's body in 2. Before Hanami could regenerate, Yuta hurled one of the replica swords from his domain, already coated in pure positive energy, straight into the core of Hanami's body, shattering the Earth's catastrophe curse. Only Jogo and Mahito remained. Jogo frantically used his maximum speed to retreat and prepared to unleash the maximum meteor technique. But within Yuta's domain, Yuta had drawn a sword imbued with Inumaki's cursed speech technique. Yuta glared at Jogo and shouted, "Don't move!" The massive energy of Yuta's command forced Jogo's swift body to come to an absolute halt. Jogo froze for 2 seconds. Those 2 seconds were more than enough for Yuta to run, swing his katana, and slice Jogo's head clean off his body. Now only Mahito remained, alone within his absolute defensive form, the instant spirit body of distorted killing. Mahito laughed hysterically, convinced that without an attack targeting his soul, Yuta wouldn't be able to pierce his armor. But Mahito had forgotten one thing. Yuta had Rika. Rika wrapped her arms around Mahito from behind, completely immobilizing him with her special class physical strength, which surpassed even Yuji Itadori's stats. Mahito struggled, trying to touch Rika to alter her soul, but Rika's spiritual defenses repelled the manipulation and instead burned Mahito's hand. Yuta walked slowly toward the immobilized Mahito, gazing at him with the cold eyes of a special class sorcerer, then placed his hand on Mahito's chest. Positive energy flowed at full capacity without hindrance. Mahito's absolute defense shattered, the fabric of his clothes melted, and Shibuya's most dangerous cursed spirit ended up as a pile of negative energy that evaporated into nothingness. So, going back to our original question, for whom is this fight one-sided? The answer is already evident in this battle, which is a completely one-sided slaughter for the cursed spirit of disaster. It's not because Jogo, Hanami, Dagon, or Mahito are weak. However, Yuta Okkotsu is not your typical sorcerer. He is a combination of all the most exploitative aspects of Jujutsu Kaisen's magic mechanics. Massive energy capacity, unlimited flexibility in copying techniques, Rika's presence as an external force multiplier, and, most deadly of all to cursed spirits, the ability to fire positive energy via the reverse curse technique as an instant offensive attack. Disaster cursed spirits were created to be predators of humans and ordinary sorcerers. But in the face of Yuta Okkotsu, they are the ones who become the prey. Satoru Gojo was right when he singled out Yuta as one who has the potential to surpass him someday. That's the tactical analysis explaining why Yuta's battle against the disaster cursed spirits will be a one-sided affair. What do you think? Do you agree with the analysis of domain clash mechanics and RCT's positive energy poison? Or do you think there are secret tactics from Mahito and Jogo that we missed? Don't forget to hit like if you enjoy in-depth power scaling discussions like this. Click subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next exciting theory video on this channel. See you in the next Jujutsu Kaisen discussion video. Stay safe and ciao!